Hey, my name's Ron. Real quick, do you know your number one source of your biggest problems? The majority of your problems come from this one area of your life, and that is called your relationships. It's your ability to build deep and authentic connections with people. It's your ability to get people to desire you instead of being repelled by you. It's your ability to get people attracted to you. It's your ability to get people to do what you want. We built a solution for this. It's called Great Relationships University. It's an online course with 12 plus hours of online video content that you can watch anywhere there's internet, on your phone, on your computer. It's really, really beautiful. I really want you to check it out. What I want to do is I want to give you some value. I want to give you the top 3 tips that I can give you as a dating coach for over 13 plus years, as a dating consultant for over 13 plus years, as a professional dominatrix for 4 years, as the owner of the number one Tantra therapy in Las Vegas and probably the United States by Google. And my top 3 tips are these. Do you know how to build your self confidence and your self esteem? Most people get this wrong. And in the Great Relationships University, we take 4 hours just to teach you how to build your self confidence so that you can do something called radiating confidence. When you radiate confidence, it takes no effort from you. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to try anything. People just get from you that you are a self confident person. But how do you do that? My number one tip, which is self confidence and self esteem, is to recognize what self confidence and self esteem is. Self esteem is your estimation about yourself, it's your self estimation, what you estimate about yourself. When you estimate too grandiosely about yourself, you estimate way far too much about yourself, then you are going to be mistaken. You're going to be disappointed and you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. Self confidence, remember, always is that confidence is what you can rely upon to be true. What you can rely upon is true. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that, let me ask you a question. How confident are you that you can jump 6 feet? If you've never tried it before and you say, yeah, I'm confident I can jump 6 feet, that sounds easy. I can do that. When you've never experienced it before, you never tried it before, and you don't actually know whether or not you could jump 6 feet, if I asked you, hey, can you jump 6 feet, and we're on top of a building 80 stories high and we have to jump across another building 6 feet apart, then you really have to be confident that you can actually jump 6 feet. Otherwise, there's going to be 80 stories of falling that you're going to be venturing into. You understand? So confidence, self-confidence is what you can rely upon to be true about yourself, what you know to be true about yourself by experience. There is no confidence without experience. And for you to have something called self-appreciation, one of the most amazing and powerful things that you can ever radiate to other people, excuse me, is to balance your self-esteem and your self-confidence, what you know to be true about yourself and what you estimate about yourself. When you estimate exactly what you can prove to yourself and demonstrate, you will radiate this self-confidence. You know far too many people that have high grandiose self-estimation, but their confidence will always demonstrate where they actually are. And you can really tell when someone is confident, and more importantly, other people can tell when you're full of shit, when you're truly confident. You know, you've heard the saying that women can tell from a mile away whether you speak or not, just by looking at you, whether or not you're the kind of person who's worthwhile pursuing. And that's because people are incredibly intuitive. We have millions of years of evolution for us to be able to tell about other people wordlessly about them. So we teach that in Great Relationships University, how you can communicate with your body language, how you can communicate with your tonality, how you can communicate and radiate self-confidence, and how you can build your self-confidence so that you can become more confident every single day and increase your self-esteem. Number 2 tip that I can give you is the male and female brain. The male and female brain are very different, configured. The male is more logical and goal-oriented, while the female, they are more community-oriented and they're more social-oriented. And when you're communicating with a guy or when you're communicating with a girl, it's going to be a very different style of communication. And the biggest problem that women and men have is this tremendous misunderstanding is because of how they operate their brains. Men are always looking, when someone talks, they're always thinking, what's the point of this? What direction is this going? Where does this lead to? What are you trying to get at? Do you understand? Women, when they communicate with you, what they're mostly doing is they're sharing. They're not necessarily looking for direction. They have no point necessarily. They are only sharing because they love sharing, they love being social, and they love building these deep connections. And so the biggest problems that people have in relationships, one of the biggest problems, is that men are always looking at what's the point, what's the direction, let's do something, let's get a goal, let's go after that goal. And the woman is looking for connection and sharing and listening. Why don't you just listen to me? And they're always asking, why do you keep giving me advice? I don't want your advice. I just want you to listen to me. I just want to share how I feel and what I think. So this tremendous clash because people don't understand the male and female brain. Now I want you to go to greatrelationshipsu, the letter u.com, or click the link on this video and you'll learn more about the male and female brain. And then finally, the last tip that I can give you as over a decade of dating and relationships consulting is radiating success. Remember that radiating, again, it doesn't take any effort. People can just tell you are a successful individual. And success has been maligned in the 1500s to mean something else, been poisoned to mean something else. If you look at the definition of success, you scroll down Google, you look at the different definitions, and they probably align with what you think success is. But when you go down to the very last definition, it's the archaic definition, which means a very old definition that's no longer used. And that is the definition outcome. A success originally is simply an outcome. It doesn't matter whether it's a desirable outcome or a non-desirable outcome. Any outcome is a success. Just like a successor to a throne is not the person, just any random person. It's the heir to the throne. It's a person in the bloodline who is the heir to the throne. The next one down the line. A succession of attempts, a succession of hits it's not a favorable or unfavorable hit. It's the next hit after the next hit. Successful hits. When you have successive successes, you are successful. You're full of successes. When you can continue to create successes, which means you continue to create attempts, whether or not the outcome is desirable or not, one thing you get from every attempt that you make is you know how to refine it, know what not to do. And so when you're full of these successful attempts, remember that the iPhone 1 was not the most successful one. The iPhone 2 was not the most successful one. But every single one built upon each other, and they refined each other to build better and better and better iPhones, as an example. When you're continuing attempts, whether the outcome is desirable or not, you're becoming more successful because you're filled of successes, of attempt after attempt after attempt, and you're therefore refining your attempts so that you can produce better and better and better outcomes. Do you understand? So what I want you to do is I want you to go to greatrelationshipsu.com, click the link below this video or on this video. I really appreciate that. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I talk a lot about personal development, psychology, personal enhancement and enlightenment, social dynamic skills, and relationships management skills. Tremendously beneficial. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.